Sports Betting Illuminated, where we play with the house, not against it. I'm your host, Ariel Calista, author of Sports Betting Illuminated, an AI-powered path to profit. It is so wonderful seeing all of you here tonight. I love seeing so many thumbs ups on my stream just as I'm entering. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, everyone, for coming in, joining the stream tonight, and getting ready to win some wagers, of course. Hello, Tuck Science. I think it is going to be a great stream. DJ Ray, thank you so much for putting all of my links in the chat. I still have to pin them to my chat, but he is letting everyone know where to get the daily report, which is my free daily email. Goes out every day, has all my sports analytics, a little bit of sports news, what's going on, coaching corner, health corner. Because if you're not healthy, then, that's taken away from your wagering, of course. A picture of me at the bottom of it, and it is free. You could join right now just by going to arielcalista.com, clicking on the Stay in Touch button. It is easy, simple to sign up, and so I hope you do. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor. And yeah, it's so wonderful seeing everyone here. I am in Seahawks colors, well, kind of, one color in particular, and that is the neon green, of course, that they're very well known for. It's so nice seeing you here, Thomas, Superfro, David, hello, Anthony. Hey Ken, good evening. Super James, Brian, hey Derek, Elvin. Oh my gosh, everyone's here tonight. Thank you so much for joining this stream. And of course, let's go Seattle. I had to wear the whole look because, yeah, of course. Who am I wagering on tonight? I think that's pretty obvious. The gang is here. It's so wonderful seeing all of you here, and yeah, I am feeling good about our wagers. Last week, we were okay, 2 wins, 2 losses. This week, I think we're gonna do much better, of course, and we're just gonna keep this rolling. So before we get started, you know what I always like to say: sit back, relax, and get your minds right to win some wagers. This is good. So, the strain that I'm enjoying right now is called Autumn Ember. It is a very earthy kind of strain. Yeah, kind of a little spicy for fall. I like it. So it's perfect for fall nights, and yeah, definitely kind of makes me want to sit by the fire. Except I don't know, it's been a little too hot outside today and kind of muggy, but not my favorite weather. But it's supposed to be fall, right? Yes, thanks for the golden cannabis leaves. All right, so before we dive in, I just want to run down all of my current ROIs. And by the way, I was tracking a few baseball games earlier, 3 different games. And if you were tracking them, if you're getting the daily report every single day, which I seriously hope, if you haven't signed up for the daily report, please do so right now. If you were tracking these games throughout the day, you would have seen all of these games hit early in baseball, and I was tracking them early. Didn't play any of them, but that is definitely a good sign. So there is another baseball play that I do have my eye on, and we will just be covering baseball first with some college football and just really seeing what's going on here. Then, of course, we will be diving into the NFL. So yeah, let's just start with college football for now. We are looking at the Army versus East Carolina. This is a 7:30 p.m. game. At this moment, I have seen a little bit of line movement, but it's just not really going anywhere. It's looking a little bit square. It started moving out. It went from -3 to -4.5, but a lot of like square Joe money was pushing this. It moved back to -4. I don't like it. I don't really see any plays in college football tonight. So now that we have that out of the way, we will start talking about the rest of these games on the board. And yeah, you guys already know. Seattle is looking good tonight. Alrighty, so I have my wine here. Let me have a sip, and let's just run down my current ROIs because we are doing really well so far, and just want to let you guys know where we stand at this very moment. So my Major League Baseball ROI did take a little bit of a hit. We are sitting at a 69.1% win rate right now, 46.7% ROI, and we've played 311 units so far this season, so pretty good. But of course our ROI did take just a little bit of a hit, but not a big deal. And in the WNBA, everything's kind of been the same. We haven't really been playing a lot of WNBA lately. College football sitting at 43.5% with a 71.4% win rate, but we've only played 14 units there, so not a lot of units. And then in football, the NFL, we're sitting at a 27.4% ROI, 19 units played, and a 63.2% win rate. And I think we're just going to keep bringing it up and, yeah, making some more winning bets. So this is going to be fun. And, yeah, let's dive right on into baseball now. And then we'll start talking about football, because I know that's what you guys are all waiting for my analysis. And yeah, this will be great. Alrighty. So, in baseball today, we were looking at the Orioles money line earlier. That was good. The A's run line, the Astros, the A's, we were tracking that. We were tracking the Dodgers. You know, a lot of the stuff we were tracking early was pretty interesting. But of course, we didn't really play anything earlier. I do see at 6:40, the Tigers are facing off against the Guardians. So this is coming up pretty fast in just about 30 minutes from now. And this Detroit money line has been interesting. Not quite rising to the level of a play, but it's moving. And it opened up at +140, went to +128 on some mixed pro money. So the pros came in, they pushed this money line hard for Detroit, and it looks like it's still moving out even further. Went to +122 on mixed money. So it does look like this is going in the right direction. So something to keep your eye on if you're looking at this Tigers-Guardians game tonight. Looks like it's going in the right direction for the Tigers, but not quite rising to the level of a play right now. I would like to maybe have seen this move a little bit more, but just something interesting. And that's coming up pretty quickly. Then at 9:30, the Royals are facing off against the Angels, and I have been tracking this Kansas City run line as well. So this Kansas City run line opened up at -1.5, +150. Started going it looked like it was going in the right direction, moved to +129, but all of the squares decided to hop on the Kansas City run line, and it's just a lot of square money at this moment, like pushing this run line. So I have to admit, I'm not a huge fan of this. Yeah, I would like to see I would like to see some pro money in here somewhere, but it's square all around. Oh, thank you so much for the golden cannabis plants. I have been having so much fun growing my own strains. Chocolate strawberry, that's the new strain, and strawberry blizzard. Those are the two names that I've come up with because I mixed a couple original strains, like chocolate Thai, strawberry cough, came out with chocolate strawberries, and yeah, it's amazing. I have some seeds germinating right now, and it's exciting stuff. Alrighty, so let's dive into the one baseball game that I am tracking that I really like. I like two plays here. I mean, I think I have two really, really good plays where you could take your choice or you could play them both. I mean, seriously, I like them both. And I think they're very strong. And it is the Mariners run line. Opened up at -1.5 plus 105, went to -128. Level 5 money was pushing this run line, and considering how much the sportsbook moved this is looking really interesting to me. I like it. I think this is a really interesting play, and I think the Seattle run line is looking super solid tonight. Plus, it's level 5 money. I mean, a ton of money pushing this. This line moved in the right direction, and I'm watching the over here as well. It opened up over 8, -110, and since moved to over 8.5, even money with level 5 money on the over. So I think both of these plays are excellent tonight. You could really take your pick, or you could play them both. I think they're both really solid. I personally am favoring the over play here a little bit more, but I wouldn't say like one's an action play versus the other. I think they're both like really super solid. Yeah, if you got the daily report, you're used to seeing how I do things, highlighted in red. So I like that. I like that a lot. And yeah, I think the over here and the Seattle run line, they're just looking solid in baseball. And those are really my only plays that I see developing in baseball right now that I really like. Of course, there are still a few things moving, but I would say at the moment, those are the most solid for sure. So, yeah. If there are any other games in baseball that you would like me to look at, analyze, break down live on air, feel free to just throw it in the comments, of course. And, I'm happy to do so. Also, I have a fun little cannabis game that I'm really excited to play with you guys later. I know everyone here is probably familiar with Jeopardy! So we will have some fun cannabis Jeopardy! At the very end of the show. So I hope everyone sticks around and participates. There are a few easy ones in there. There are some more complicated ones, but it should be fun for everyone. So yeah, make sure to stick around. And now, before we dive into football, I just wanted to talk a little bit about, I'm going to call this segment Kids Do the Darnest Things, because as you've seen in the coaching corner section of the emails, these kids are literally taking down the sports books or figuring out ways to, they're calling it hack a sports book, but the way that this one kid did it, and now they're trying to try him as a teenager in Nevada, as an adult, which, to me is a little crazy. I think it's a little excessive because he caused Caesars to lose, literally millions, tens of millions of dollars because he was able to just use kind of soft skills, like people skills, and, eventually things weren't working at Caesars. There were huge lines everywhere. He was basically able to kind of hack into the department by pretending to be an employee there who, was just forgetful, and it just led to, millions and millions of dollars in losses. And, we've also seen this recently, even with the sports books, they didn't know there was this whole, you go in person, and you place your money down and they credit your account. There was that whole hack going on, also like perpetuated by another, I mean, person. It is crazy because they're going to try this kid as an adult, or at least they're trying to at this moment, when in reality, like, there were a lot of problems that, I guess the casinos in Vegas didn't even uncover before it got to that stage. And sometimes, even a kid is able to bypass a lot of these things that are set up in place by, finding an employee who works there on LinkedIn and pretending to be him, and, just going through the process. And that's why it's so important to have like security and checks and double checks. And the unfortunate thing about this is that this kid's probably going to go to jail for a really long time. And the thing is at the end of the day, I mean, I think it's a lot of the kind of responsibility to make sure that things like this don't happen fall upon the sports books and the casinos. But in Nevada, it seems like a lot of the laws really do favor the casinos. And, it's okay when the casinos, like, make a mistake. But, if anyone tries to, win from the casinos or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of protections that the casinos have that, like, you just don't find in any other state. Like, for example, you're not allowed to, like if somebody drinks and drives and they leave a bar like totally wasted. I recently learned, like, in other states other than Nevada, it was kind of a shock to me, like in other states other than Nevada, like the bar actually has the responsibility, the bartender. And in Nevada it's set up so that there is no responsibility. It's the person's fault once they leave the door. It's not on the casino. I mean, it's not on the bar or bartender. So now this kid's probably going to get tried as an adult, and I don't know. It's, in my opinion, I think it's kind of unfortunate that, at the end of the day, instead of, I mean, they're of course going to have to fix their systems and make sure everything's a little more secure, but at the end of the day, like, it's unfortunate that this kid is probably going to be going away for a really long time, because, the casinos didn't take the proper, cautionary measurements to make sure things like this don't happen. I don't know. What's your take on all of this? I just think it's interesting, seeing what these kids are doing, and then hearing also about that 13-year-old that was gambling in literally a casino quite near to me, like on the East Coast. Yeah, interesting stuff out there. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? I know things have changed over the decades as well. I mean, I know there was a certain day and age when, younger people were allowed to go into casinos, and, it wasn't even really like, let me check your ID. Like, things used to be run really differently, and I don't know. I mean, I know I've heard plenty of stories from my family for when the mob was running Vegas, and just how different it is compared to today. Corporate America, like, even the buffets, like, they're not giving anything away for free anymore. They're charging you, and they're making like huge profits. So I don't know. Things are definitely different than how they used to be, but I mean, seeing these kids get through the systems here, it's interesting. All right, so let's talk about some football. I know this is what you've been waiting for. Tonight's game, Seahawks versus Cardinals. This is at 8:00 p.m. Eastern. Are you guys going to be watching it? Going to the bar? Let me know in the comments section if you have any plans to watch this game tonight. I'm sure we're all watching it. But yeah, let me know. So I have been looking at the Seattle spread. As you guys know already, I've been talking about this for a while. We've been tracking this game throughout the week. This opened up at plus 2.5, went to plus 1.5 on level 4 pro money. So definitely going in the right direction here. And then it moved further to minus 1.5. So they flipped from being underdogs to being a favorite, minus 1.5 on level 4 super pro money. Super pro money. So I see a lot of pros coming in on this play, and then I see this line moving in the right direction. I like it. I really do. I like seeing all of the pros come in here. I love the Seahawks. Right now, it is level 3 pro money, but a lot of sharps are still on the spread here. And I think this is looking like a solid play for tonight. I grabbed it earlier at plus 1.5, but I think even right now you could find it for minus 1, minus 1.5 in some spots. And I would say this is still a great play and looking super sharp. So I love seeing when that happens. The house and the pro money, they're all moving in the right direction for this Seahawks spread tonight, and I like it. I've also been tracking the total too. So this total opened up at 46.5. Then it started going down. It went to 43.5. Now there was some over money, but you know, Vegas was moving this line lower. And now there's a little bit of mixed pro money on the under. I would say if you're an action player, this is definitely looking like a little bit of an action play. Playing the under here could be a defensive, you know, like really defensive, you know, play tonight. So I think, you know, the under here looking more like an action play. Is the chat broken on my screen? That's not good. Oh no. I don't know why my comments aren't working. That is so odd. Okay, no wonder. I'm like, wait, you guys have been talking this entire time? Oh man. Sorry. I didn't even see, I see all of these comments coming through now, but they weren't coming through like a second ago. I don't know what's going on. Oh my gosh, everyone. Thank you so much for coming in. I didn't even see a lot of you come in. Hey Spencer, how you doing? Oh my gosh, I didn't see a lot of your comments for a minute. I have a lot to catch up on here. Okay. Oh my gosh, my comments did totally die. Well, I'm glad you guys were interested in a story. I didn't see any comments coming through, so I was like, okay, just talking here, kind of rambling. But yeah, no, during the mob era, it was run differently. But you know, like a lot of the mobsters, like even though there's a lot of, you know, like stories out there, and yes, like, I mean, it was even recently, you know, last time I was in Vegas, where they're pulling up like concrete in Lake Mead with like bodies in it. It's weird. I mean, some weird stuff like that has happened in Vegas, like for sure. Don't get me wrong. Like the mob used to run the town, but I would say like as a person, if you like to go to Vegas, if you're not trying to like, I don't know. I mean, if you're just trying to have a good time and you're not trying to like, I don't know, rip the casinos off for millions and, you know, go away into the night, which of course everyone like wishes they could do, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, but, you know, so I was thinking, yeah, if you want to go to Vegas, like during the mob era, like just as a tourist, it was so much better. Like, you would really get like free shows for gambling, free rooms, you know, free so many different things. And now it's like, even if you're given a free room, like, you still have to pay a resort fee and you still have to pay all the tax, and by the time it's all said and done, you still owe like $130 just to stay there for the night for a free room. And it is crazy, and the mob wouldn't do that to you. I mean, you know, growing up, my mom had, you know, I mean, she had tickets to see all of the shows in town. She saw everyone. She saw like the Beatles and Elvis and everyone. I mean, all of these like famous, you know, famous bands from back in the day, like when she was growing up in this like hippie era. But you know, I would say they would just treat people better, you know, like, especially if you're just a tourist coming to have fun, you know, they're not trying to rip you off. And you know, I mean, right now, like, the average drink on the strip, like, just one drink is it's over $30. Like, one drink is over $30. And you know, all of the locals who live in Vegas, like, we rarely ever go to the strip anymore. Like, maybe it was a thing in the past, you know, I mean, even when I was little, like, going to all the shows and stuff down there, it was fun. I mean, you know, I've seen like almost all of the Cirque du Soleil shows, but actually, even then, during COVID, even then, like, performing on stage with the Cirque du Soleil performers when everything was shut down, off the strip, but, you know, still kind of close. I was, you know, doing some fashion show stuff back then for WASA, but, you know, it's just, yeah, things used to be better. They used to treat people right, you know? They weren't trying to rip everyone off. They would still give people things. And now it's crazy. It is crazy. And also, yeah, in response to that story, I don't think this kid needs to get locked away for life. I mean, he basically exposed a hack in a casino. I mean, to me, it's kind of like, if we, you know, take all of these people, like, we have these giant hackathons in Vegas every single year. I mean, even the badges these guys get are like, you know, you have to figure out like how to solve the badge, which is like a puzzle in and of itself, which is really fun. Like, they have these giant hackathons and stuff to really make sure like that this casinos could have their, you know, the best security and, you know, be the most up to date on things. But I mean, you know, having someone even with the soft skills, you know, the people skills, who know how to like hack the people, I mean, to me, I would say that's a job. I would say someone needs to hire this kid instead of sending him to jail for the rest of his life and try him as an adult. I think he's 16. You know, I mean, I think there's certain things we need to do better. Exactly. Hackers get hired. That's why they have these hackathons in Vegas. I mean, the prizes are huge, and then you also have like a job guaranteed basically for the rest of your life. I mean, maybe not so much anymore with AI. I mean, things are going to get really crazy with AI, you know, creating new ways of hacking things and then using AI to, you know, stop the AI. It is going to get really crazy, like, once we get into this whole like AGI thing, which is probably like right around the corner. But absolutely, I mean, you know, you gotta, I think they need to hire this kid, in my personal opinion, because it's still like the soft skills. Like, you can't code your way through that, you know, you're not gonna break through the computer system at any of these casinos. Like, for an average person or even a high-level coder, they're not going to be able to do it. But someone who actually has those people skills and who knows how to, you know, like, manipulate, like, you know, make the right phone calls, things like that. I mean, I do think that's a skill. I was not in Cirque du Soleil, but I did have the opportunity of being on stage with a lot of Cirque du Soleil performers. So one of the main one of the main performers of Zumanity, she decided to open up her own boutique. It was this huge, like, I mean, I'm calling it a boutique, but it was huge, right? Like this huge like clothing shop, and then right next to it she had like a coffee shop, but then also like a bar there, and then also in the back there was like a yoga studio, but there was also this giant theater in the back. Like this place was ginormous, right? And she, like during COVID when everything closed down, she would invite all of the Cirque du Soleil performers to come to her stage and come perform. And because I was there all the time shopping, getting some custom clothes made, things like that. She invited me to, do some fashion for her. So I was like modeling while the Cirque du Soleil performers are, being amazing, seriously, and everything they do. There's like the guy that's like a mime, and I've seen like the women who like hang from the ceiling with their hair, and I mean it was really fun. She would really like bring everyone out. It was fun for them to do, especially because they got to perform and be on stage, like even though it was a small small stage. I mean, you could still fit like maybe a couple hundred people into the room, but nothing compared to the stages that you find at these casinos and stuff. But they were happy because they still got to perform during COVID, got to, sharpen their performances and still be around the crowd, the vibes. And I was happy because I got to be on stage with them, and I was really fortunate to be a part of that whole experience and do some modeling and, yeah, having some fun. Oh boy. Ari golfs. Oh yeah, I was thinking, you know what? I should learn how to golf. I think it was Paige Spierniak, just the golfer. She just got hired to do some wagering for Sports Grid. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I need to learn some golfing skills, because I mean, I went to Topgolf once with a few friends. I was in Arizona. I was just at this big baseball conference with my brand Energize, and we went to Topgolf after. I was so bad. Like I was embarrassing myself so much. I wanted to like literally just crawl into a hole. I was not good at this at all. I don't know how to golf, but I really want to learn. Oh yeah, the sword swallower. Yeah, this guy was just hired to walk around, and he was also like the bartender there, like walk around, take people's orders, stuff like that. But he was also a sword swallower and had a split tongue, and I was like, it was cool just hanging around all these Cirque du Soleil people. Like actually they were all so nice. Like they had hearts of gold, and they were just such really wonderful people. So yeah, that was a circus for sure. Cirque du Soleil, those people are really talented. They work really hard at what they do, and it was really cool just hanging out with them and being a part of these fashion shows. And it was like not just one fashion show, it was like over a series of like a few months, like really while everything was still in the lockdown and nobody was in any of the casinos. But it was a way for us to still really kind of gather and yeah, have a good time. So well, I think I could probably pull off some putt-putt golf. Like I could do like the miniature golf. I'm pretty good at the miniature golf, but when it comes to like actually trying to hit a golf ball, I mean, I think I need to learn. I think I can learn though. I mean, I'm always willing to try something new and work hard at it. So hopefully I will hopefully I'll learn how to do that. I love it. We all get together with our own unique talents. We could all do anything. let's look at some of these Sunday games, see what's going on with some of these lines. I'm going to just highlight the ones that are of most interest to me right now, and then we'll go back, look at some of the ones that are moving at this moment. But I do want to start off with the Chargers versus Giants game. This is a 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern game. The spread opened up at -3.5 early on, went to -5.5, then back to -3.5 with level 2 money on the Chargers. The money was looking super pro initially. Went all the way out to -6.5 with level 2 pro money. The money is still looking very pro. And I did take it on the move back to -3.5. I still like it though, at even -6.5. I think it's really solid. And yeah, I like this play. I think this is going to be a good Sunday for the Chargers. That's for sure. Oh no. Looks like we'll all have to go to Top Golf, maybe take some lessons. I agree with you, Super James. All the Cirque du Soleil shows are amazing, and they're also unique too. They all tell their own stories, and there's also so many different things also popping up around Vegas that are like Cirque du Soleil-ish. Gosh, I'm trying to remember the name of this restaurant that I went to, like in the Bellagio. It's something, I think it was called like the Mayfair. I think I might be incorrect. But they had this whole, like, it was like a Cirque du Soleil type of thing, except you're sitting there eating like dinner and everything, and they're doing it right in front of you, and it's just a few performers. It's not like the full Cirque du Soleil thing, but yeah, there's so many talented people out there. It's really interesting to meet all those people for sure. The golf club incident. What's the golf club incident? You played the Angry Birds game at Top Golf during morning swing. I feel that. Oh my gosh, that would totally be me. If it had an if there was an Angry Birds option, I would have totally taken that versus like completely embarrassing myself in front of these like high level Major League Baseball like executives, people like that. Oh God, it was so bad. But at least they liked our products, right? Oh, the golf club incident on the live stream. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm swinging around a golf. See, that's why, that's why it's dangerous to put a golf club in my hand. That was, that was, that was, that was bad. Alrighty. I am a little high, but I think I should take another hit, and we'll keep looking at some more games on Sunday that are developing. For the golf club incident, that was crazy. Don't let me like destroy my precious laptops and electronics and everything around here if I get a golf club in my hands. That's just dangerous, and I'm like way too klutzy to be able to handle that. All right, so oh no, I'm rooting for her. I hope Paige does really well wagering. I hope she learns the whole wagering process and really, dives into it, starts applying some numbers to it. I don't know. That's what I would love to see, like on a wagering show. Someone talking about like the numbers, talking about wagering as more of like data and models versus truly what I do is I don't let my emotions get in the way. I don't let my biases get in the way. Like everything I do, all my picks that I put out, like it's all based off of my model. Like it's not my personal opinion. I mean, it was my personal choice to wear this like lime green for the Seahawks tonight, but and finding that pick was definitely definitely based off the model, based off of game theory and applying game theory to the sports books. The run line. Yeah. Well, I did like Seattle and baseball, but I also like the spread for football. So, oh no. Oh, you're saying that she will bet it, not me. Okay. Thank you. I'm like, I do know the difference, of course. Alrighty. So, Titans versus Texans. Let's look at this Sunday game. This is at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern. This total went from 44.5 to 39.5 with some pro under money. Then it went to 38.5 with some pro under money. It is still looking like a really good play. I like it a lot. And I would say right now, this is looking like a little bit of an action underplay at this very moment. So, yeah. I like it. Thanks so much for stopping in, Alvin. I'll see you next time. So I like this under. I think this is looking like a nice little action play. Then we are going to be looking at the Colts versus Rams. This is a 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern game. This total opened up early at 46.5, went to 47.5, and right now it's sitting at 49.5 with some over pro money. So this is looking like another solid action play. And yeah, I would say this is looking like a nice little overplay that's developing. It is a lot of points. I do understand that, especially as you're looking at it. I know it's a high total, but I would say the line's moving in the right direction and the pro money is here. So I do like this play a lot. And finally, looking at the Packers versus Cowboys. Oh, you're taking a Rams team total over. All right. Well, I mean, I think the team totals with the game going over. I mean, I think this is a good potential play. And looking at the Packers versus Cowboys at 8:20 p.m. On Sunday, this Packers spread has moved from -2.5 to -7. So this is a huge move. It is very, like significant too. I mean, when you start looking at like what are the significant numbers, we know that 7 especially going from -2.5 to -7 is a huge move. And this is also backed up by level 1 pro Packers money. So seeing this spread move in the right direction for the Packers. You're leaning Cowboys. At this moment, I'm leaning Packers. Not me personally, but definitely, looking at how this line is moving and, tracking some of this pro money, I think this Packers spread is looking more and more like an action play. That would be fun, Super Pro. Action plays. Yeah, I do need some those really black dark sunglasses, and that would be fun. That could work. Oh yeah, definitely. So I have seen a few other things starting to move, but at this moment, I would say, everything is still moving. I want to see a few of these games move a little bit further. We are going to cover the Sunday stream with, all of these games. And, we'll see if there's a few more action plays or even a few more plays that really develop by Sunday. But at this moment, this is what I'm looking at. There's a few more things still moving, and I think on the Sunday morning show, which of course is at 11 a.m. Eastern, make sure to join me. Make sure to subscribe to the stream if you haven't already. And yeah, then yeah, that will be fun for sure. Alrighty, so all right, so those are my plays. And now I would say, let me just run down all of the plays so you make sure you can lock them in for tonight. Okay, so starting off in baseball, I love that Seattle run line, and I really like the over there. I think they're both excellent plays. I'm leaning a little bit more towards the over, but at this moment, I think they're both excellent, excellent plays. I mean, neither one of them is an action play. Both are good, solid plays. Uh-oh, the Mariners Rockies is collapsing. Uh-oh. It's already moved to 7.5 in spots. Dang, I did not see that happening. Let me see what's going on. It was definitely looking good before the stream, but I mean, I see some spots. Most spots are still kind of holding in at 8, but all right, at least this run line is holding up. Yeah, thanks, Derek. You're watching these lines and letting me know what's going on here. Yeah, I still see 8 in some spots, like MGM, Caesars, like a lot of like these Vegas like established sports books. Um, but I would say, it is looking a little shaky at this moment. Use your discretion here. But yeah, this run line is still holding up. Um, so it did pull back a little bit. Looks like it pulled back to maybe just a half a point in some spots. So I'm not super worried about it. I would say, this over is still looking pretty good. Use your discretion here, of course, but I still kind of like both of these plays. The Seattle run line and the over here. So I'm gonna stick with them for now. But it is always a little bit shakier this time of year, especially in baseball. Because there's just so much action happening in football. So in football tonight, of course, I really like the Seahawks. I took the spread early at +1.5, but it's still looking really solid right now, and definitely one of my favorite plays at this moment. And especially if you're an action player, this under is looking like a solid play, and this under is held up. So yeah, I like it. Okay, so the 7.5 is getting juiced hard. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I would say I still kind of like this over in this Rockies Mariners game. And yeah, go Seattle Seahawks. And I think for you action players, this under is turning out really nicely Sunday. I'm still really loving this Chargers spread. It is sitting at -6.5 right now. And this has just been looking solid, super, super solid. And then on Sunday for some action plays, still looking at this under in this Titans-Texas game, and looking at the over in this Colts-Rams game, and looking at this Packers spread. So it's moved through some significant numbers, backed by a lot of pro money. So that's what I'm watching right now at this moment. Those are my plays, and who is ready for some cannabis Jeopardy? Seahawks and football. And the under. Yeah, I would say the under is still looking like a little bit of an action play. I mean, I do see it starting to move a little bit, for sure. Alrighty, so let's move on to cannabis Jeopardy. Let's rip one for the wagers. I love that I can see all of your comments now. Can't believe this wasn't here before. Okay, so I hope this works. I am going to be like screen sharing. So let me just try to get everything all set up here. This is my first time doing this, so hopefully it works. Okay. You ready? Oh, oh no, I disappeared. I'm like, it's kind of, maybe I should move it over here. Okay, can you see everything? Okay, Cannabis Jeopardy. Okay, so I'll still see the newest comments coming in. Ooh, do I like the Aces game tomorrow? You know, I haven't really been playing that much basketball lately. But I will take a look at the numbers, like especially in the morning when they're a little more fresh and you know, like you can really see a little bit better what's going on. I'll take a look and see if there's anything I like. Okay, let me move over here a little bit. And okay, Cannabis Jeopardy. Who's ready for this? All right, so we have history, culture and slang, science, growing green, and around the world. So what, who wants to start? Tell me what number you want to start with. Like if you want to go for history 100, this is just like Jeopardy that you would see, yeah, like on TV. We're all familiar with that, right? We've all played Jeopardy in school. So let me know in the comments section. I hope these comments work. Seriously. And yeah, let me know what you want to take, and then I'll flip over the card and we will play some Jeopardy. Anyone could just jump in here in the comments section. Okay, whoa, this is a lot. Okay, Derek, you're taking culture and slang for 400. Okay, let's go. Dime bag usually means this amount of weed. All right. Now you could write in the comments. Anyone could write in the comments, like whoever guesses the fastest. You just write in the comments what is. That's typically like how it goes in Jeopardy, and then you end it with a question like what is. Half an ounce, half a gram. All right, an ounce, a gram. Wow, this was a little bit of a tough one. Dang. Okay, Chuck Science got this one correct. Actually, no, Spencer got this one correct because Spencer wrote this. What is a gram? Congratulations, that is correct. It's about $10 worth of weed. So reveal the correct response. Yep, what is $10, 1 gram of weed? That's a dime bag on the street. All right. So let me see. You got 400. Congratulations, Spencer. All right, let's see the next one. You want to take science for 500. Chuck Science is taking science for 500. All right, this cannabinoid is the chemical precursor to THC and CBD. This is a tough one. What do you think the answer is here? The precursor to THC and CBD. Anyone could throw in an answer. What is CBG? Congratulations! 500 to Chuck. That is correct. What is CBG? Okay, next. Science 100. That's what Superfro is throwing in. This cannabinoid is most associated with the high. I'll give you a hint. It's a 3-letter acronym. So feel free to throw it in the chat. This should be an easy one. THC. What is THC? That is correct. Derek threw it in the chat first. Alrighty. Let's see. That is correct. That is THC. Continue. Alrighty, what is next? Did I miss one? Okay. DJ Ray, history for 100. The slang 420 originated with high school students in this state. Anyone want to throw out the correct answer here? What is Cali? That is correct, Chuck. Okay. And Derek gave the win to you as well, so you got a few extra points. All right. Oh no, Super James threw out Colorado. Let's reveal the correct response. It is California. All right, Chuck Science, you got that one correct. Let's continue. All right. Who wants to choose the next one? THC totally stands for totally hip and cool. I like that. I like that, Super Pro. That's a good one. All right, what do you guys want to choose next? We have 500 in history, 500 still in culture and slang. Yeah, we've been doing well so far, getting all these questions answered. Okay, maybe I'll choose one while I'm waiting for some more responses. Growing green. I'll choose going green for 100. The dried buds we consume almost always come from this sex of the cannabis plants. Does anyone want to put in the answer? What is female? Correct, Derek. Yes, you nailed this one. That was fast. What is female is correct. Alrighty. Let's keep it going. You guys want to switch categories? Stay in the same category? We still haven't tried around the world yet. What do you think about that? Anyone feeling daring? Like you want to take an around the world question? Some international cannabis knowledge? Oh, around the world for 500. Let's go. This cannabis concentrate, made from the plant's resin, has been used for centuries in the Middle East and North Africa. Who wants to throw out this answer? Derek, correct. You got 500 points. What is hashish? That is correct. Let's go. All right. DJ Ray throughout history for 200. April 20th. I don't know why I'm having a little bit of a tongue twister moment. April 20th is known as this holiday. What is the answer? This should be an easy one, guys, right? That's correct, Derek. You are fast typing out there. Nailing it every time. All right, 200 points to Derek. Congratulations. 420. What is marijuana day? I like it. Derek has all the answers. All right, let's do another one. What about some culture and slang? What do you guys feel? Want to go for that? Derek always coming through with the hockey bets, for sure. What about this one? Culture and slang for 300. We haven't hit any of these 300s yet. The phrase wake and means smoking early in the morning. So, What is fake? That's correct, Derek. Congratulations. All right, let's continue. You guys all nailed that one, 100%. I love it. Yeah, everyone got that one. What is bake? I think you guys have heard me say that so many times on the live stream. What are you feeling next? Want to go for something a little harder? Maybe a 400? A 500? We still have a couple easy hundreds to go for. What about around the world for 100? Cannabis is legal nationwide in this North American country as of 2018. What is Canada? That is correct, Derek. You are crushing this Jeopardy. Dang, I love it. Good job. That is correct. Canada. They made it legal. All right. History for 500. Ooh. The Marijuana Tax Act, effectively criminalizing cannabis, passed in this year. This is a tough one. Derek is quick on the buzzer. I know. I feel like, Derek, when are we going to see you on Jeopardy? We'll all tune in. Derek says, what is 1936? DJ Saray says, what is 1936? Chuck Science, what is 1974? 1937. We were so close. All right. Well, it's all right. We'll keep going. We'll try for the next one. What about some growing? Feel like growing some greens? Just a little bit. We were so close. All right. What about growing green for 200? This should be easy. The cannabis plant's leaves usually have this many points or fingers. So just think about the shape of a cannabis leaf. What is 5? DJ Ray writes 5. Super Fro coming in with 5. What is 7? What is 5? Well, what is 7? Derek got it correct. Congratulations, Derek. Some more points to Team Derek. All right. What about, anyone want to choose a category? There's so many good ones here. I know, Derek is crushing it. Did you get all these answers? Did you take a peek at all these answers? Let's see. There's some good categories here. Maybe we'll go to science for 200. The sticky crystals on the plants are called... This should be an easy one. Well, it's easy for me. What is trichomes? That's correct. Congratulations. Yeah, what are trichomes? Alrighty, congratulations. Some more points for you. Continue. History for 300. Let's go. So close, Spencer. This state became the first to legalize recreational cannabis. What was the first state to legalize recreational? Wow, that was fast, Eric. What is Colorado? That is correct. Congratulations. What is Colorado? is 100% correct. All right, now, what do we feel like doing next? Maybe some more culture and slang. We still have another 100 left. This should be an easy one. This reggae legend is known for his love of cannabis. What do you think? That was fast, Eric. Yes, that is correct. Who is Bob Marley? 100%. That is Bob Marley. All right, perfect. Congratulations. Yes, Spencer, you got it correct. DJ Ray, Chuck Science, Super Pro, you guys got it all correct. Yeah, Derek is a fast typer. Want to go for another around the world for 200? Mexico is famous for strains like, named after this golden brown color of the buds. This is a little bit more of a difficult one, but if you are a cannabis enthusiast, you might be able to pick up this strain. It's a common one that we've all heard of before. So, what do you think? What is this strain? What is swag? That's funny, but I'm sorry, Derek. Not the correct answer. Anyone else want to take a stab at it? See what the answer is? All right, well, maybe we'll get some more replies. Oh, what is Acapulco Gold? That is correct. Congratulations, Truck Science and Spencer. You got this one correct. All right, let's continue on. Some more points. So we still have another 200 in culture and slang, a few 300s. DJ Ray says, history for 400. We're clear in this category. This U.S. president grew up at Monticello. Who was that? Which U.S. president? You know what? I love that U.S. presidents were growing hemp because I feel like that is America. That's the foundations of America. And if they could grow hemp, why are we trying so hard to take it away from people? Who is Jefferson? That is correct. Who is Thomas Jefferson? 100% correct. Just adding some more cannabis to my bowl because you guys are doing so well. All right. What category? Yes, you nailed it. Seriously, congratulations, DJ Ray. You were typing fast. I sure did. You know what? Our founding fathers were growing hemp, they were growing cannabis, and I think that's a beautiful thing. We should all be free to grow hemp and cannabis. They weren't trying to take it away from the people. It was only literally the people that wanted to sell paper from trees instead of hemp paper that, started this whole rumor about how bad it is and how it's killing people and crazy, right? We used to let corporations really get away with anything. We still kind of do. But the founding fathers were growing hemp. All right. So, shall we do culture and slang for 200? What do you guys think? A blunt is cannabis rolled inside of one of these. This should be an easy one. Well, if you're a cannabis smoker, it should be an easy one. What is cigar paper? That is correct. That is correct. Or a wrap, a tobacco leaf. You know what? I'm going to count them all as correct. So congratulations. You guys all got that. Thanks for coming, DJ Ray. And thanks for dropping my links in the chat. Have a fun time at dinner. I'll see you next time. Yeah, it is a wrap. You guys all got that correct for sure. I love it. Okay, we just have one more in the culture and slang category, 2 more in science, 3 more in growing green, and 2 more in around the world. So, what do you think? 500 in culture and slang? Not a taco wrap. All right, so for culture and slang, Wiz Khalifa's signature strain, often abbreviated KK, is called this. Got some Wiz Khalifa experts in the audience, maybe some fans. What do you think his favorite strain is? Cali Kush. It's a good guess, but not quite. Not quite. Anyone else want to throw in an answer? Super James coming through with Khalifa Kush. That is correct, Super James. It is Khalifa Kush. Wow, I didn't know you were a Wiz Khalifa fan, Super James. Alright, so we have science, growing green, and around the world. What are you guys feeling? Oh really? You saw him in Cali? You saw his Bugatti? Did you go and see him? Did you talk to him in his Bugatti? That's cool. I feel like you always run into celebrities in California. Everyone always thinks like you run into celebrities in Vegas, but even though there's a few celebrities out there, you really don't ever see them. And it's not like a big deal like it is in California. But, yeah, I ran into Kendall Jenner and Bella Hadid in California. That was fun. All right. Science for 300? Let's do that. The body system that makes its own cannabis-like chemicals is called the blank. Fill in the blank. What is endocannabinoid? That was so fast. Oh my gosh. Congratulations, Derek. You nailed it. Growing green for 300. Should we do all the 300s? So you saw the personalized plates. That's cool. Beverly Hills Hotel, it is a popular spot. All right, the hairs on the buds on cannabis are called the hairs of the cannabis buds. What are they called? Feel free to throw out a guess, throw out an answer, whatever you feel. What are whiskers? Not quite correct. So the hairs of the cannabis buds are actually called pistils. They're like little pistols, like, yeah. Okay, just a few more. So, what should we do? We have 2 more in the growing green, 2 more in the around the world, and 1 more in the science category. I'm thinking let's get science. When THC is exposed to oxygen and light, it slowly converts into this sleepier cannabinoid. Any guesses? Anyone want to throw a guess out there? Let me know what you think. So, I know we've talked about this a little bit before, when THC is exposed to oxygen and light, and how sometimes it does convert into another cannabinoid. What is magic dust? No. It is actually CBN. Yeah. A lot of people don't understand like why I like smoking THCA so much, and why, THCA is so popular is because the THCA, when you light it up, turns into THC, versus a THC, a lot of it turns into CBN, so it makes you pretty sleepy. You were close, definitely. All right. Let's continue. Okay. Couple more. Growing green. Many people think indica equals sleepy, sativa means it's energetic, but these terms actually describe this about the plant. What do they actually describe about the plant? This is a little bit of a trickier one. So feel free to just throw a guess out there. It doesn't have to be correct, but I see it in smoke shops every single day. Oh, sativa, this will make you feel more energetic. It's a daytime. Oh, what is the sex of the plant? Not quite. Not quite. Actually, it's about its physical appearance and its growth structure. So it's actually describing whether the plant is like kind of tall and like maybe spindly, kind of more like a lanky looking plant, versus if it's like shorter and more like a bush, that's the indica. So we were close, but now you know, like when they're talking about indica versus sativa, most of these spots are not getting it right. Let's do this one. Around the world for 300. Jamaica is known for its Rastafarian use of cannabis, often called this local name. The local name for cannabis in Jamaica. I think this one should be an easy one. What do you guys think? We've heard this before a bunch. Bob Marley songs, just a hint. Spencer, you got this one correct. What is ganja? 100%. All right, let's keep it going. We have one more in the growing green cannabis category. To get cannabis to produce flowers, growers often switch the light cycle to this many hours of light and dark. So it's a fun one for me because I'm growing my cannabis right now. I'm growing my plants outside. I'm growing my plants inside. I have a lot going on in the grows. So what do you think? You could just throw anything out there, what you think the light cycles are. Doesn't have to be correct. I know everyone out there, kind of has their own preferred light cycle, but dang, Super James got that correct. Yes, what is 12 and 12? Absolutely. Oh, what is 16 and 6? What is 10? Super James got this one correct. Congratulations, you got the points there. And now, around the world, this is the last one. Amsterdam is famous for these cafes where you can order cannabis. This should be an easy one. I think I've heard of these since I was a little child. I think they've been around forever. So, anyone want to throw it out there? Yeah, I would love to go to Amsterdam someday. Definitely on my bucket list. I've been to a few spots around Europe, like Scotland, England, France. I've been there a few times, Germany, Switzerland, but I've never been to Amsterdam. Correct, Derek. What is coffee house? That is correct. Yep. Well, I wrote coffee shops, but same thing. That is everything. Congratulations, guys. You crushed this Jeopardy. That was so much fun. Thanks for playing with me. You got that right, Super Pro. All right, that was fun. We learned a lot about cannabis as well, and I hope you enjoyed it. I know the show ran a little long tonight, so thanks for sticking with me. Have fun watching the game, and good luck on all of your wagers. Let's do a lot of winning, and have a wonderful evening. And I hope to see all of you on Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. That is going to be a lot of fun going over all of these games. We're going to have a lot of wagers. There are still a few things I'm tracking that haven't quite developed into an action play. So if you want to keep your eye on that, make sure to sign up for my free daily report email right here just by going to arielcalista.com, clicking on the Stay in Touch button. Also, I'm going to be redoing my website really soon. It's probably going to be changing over in the next day or two, so keep your eye on it, and I will let you know in a daily report when it's all like finalized, changed over to the new website, and I'm really excited. It's going to be a lot, and really a good way to learn about all the different things that I do, like sports and wagering being one of them, but all of the things outside of that as well. And just a great way to stay connected. So head over to arielcalista.com, click on that button that says Stay in Touch to get my free daily emails that go out for over 820 something plus consecutive days. It's been a lot of emails, guys. So I really appreciate everyone for joining this community, winning together, and let's just keep going. I'll see you all on Sunday morning. Good luck tonight, everyone, and make sure to have some fun. See you all next time. Thanks for coming to this live stream.